We'd like to call to order the August 16th Special Recreation Committee meeting.
You don't want to be
All committee members are present. At this point, we'd like to do the Pledge of Allegiance and the prayer. Councilman Charles Lambert will lead us in it.
Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be here tonight. Give us the wisdom, give us what it takes to keep this one agenda item that we have that is very important to all of us. It's our kids. Let's make the right decision in what we do to keep this program moving forward. I would like to make a special attention for a young guy that works with me. He had a major surgery this morning, Mr. Jeremy Grimion. May you keep him in your prayers. Thank you, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If anyone wants to speak, please fill out a comment card. You have 3 minutes to speak on the one agenda item that we do have. We'll start with the cards we have here now. Easton Jarrow.
They can't hear the microphone.
Easton Jarrow.
There he is.
Hi, my name is Easton Jarrow. I've been playing soccer in the Gonzales Soccer Club since I was 4 years old. I am one of the 2 captains on the Gonzales Soccer Club 2006 Blue Raptors, who are here with me today, as long as my coach, Jose Bettino. We play in Louisiana Competitive Soccer League and in Comp 1, which is the highest level in the state. We have been and are looking forward to playing at the new Cajun Industries Soccer Complex at Lamar-Dixon. We are also looking forward to being able to host tournaments here in Gonzales that will bring people from across the state and other states. Stay and eat in our parish, like we have been going to play and eat in their parishes. This complex is important for the over 1,500 soccer players that play in the Gonzales Soccer Club, and to the many more in the future that will get to play here. We would ask that all of you vote to make a long-term commitment in investing in soccer and Youth Ascension Parish. Thank you for your time.
Good job.
Dustin Cluat.
Thank you for having me. First, I want to say how awesome it is for all these kids to be here. My dad brought me to my first council meeting at 12 years old, and I've been aggravating y'all ever since. So I want to bring up my issue is with the money that was given by Cajun, and I'm going to address Mr. Travis Turner. Sorry, y'all's names are backwards right there. I was looking at the name tag, not Mr. Travis. But I asked Travis Turner, would you agree that without Gonzales Soccer Club, that Cajun wouldn't have ponied up the money? He said that he would disagree with that statement. I would like to, and I know you legally don't have to answer, but I would just like an explanation on that, or an example somewhere else in the parish where a private entity has ponied up $600,000 for something like this. That's no small chunk of change, and I'd just like to answer that. Thank you.
Joshua Graham is the next speaker.
How you doing? And thank you for listening to us, our club. Today, I want to speak on behalf of Joey Gosha, who's actually couldn't make this meeting with a meeting in Lake Charles. So what I'm going to read to you is a direct text that he sent to myself and our president. So this is directly from Joey Gosha. First of all, thank each of you for your service to our community. I am here to discuss Cajun Industries LLC, Cajun, understanding and decisions to perform in excess of $600,000 worth the site work at Lamar-Dixon site for zero cost. Cajun specifically worked off a drawing that identified 8 soccer fields, a pavilion, a lake, and a future parking area. Cajun moved in excess of 220,000 yards of material in 2.5 months, period, to build the soccer field portion using 100% of our own resources. Our known intent by all parish officials during construction was to provide Gonzales Soccer Club with fields that would be named Cajun Industries Soccer Complex. Cajun is extremely disappointed that politics may remove the intent of our donation. However, I'm here tonight to remind everyone of our intent. The reason why we chose to give freely was for the children of Ascension Parish, including my son, that have played on and are currently playing on some of the worst soccer fields in the state of Louisiana. They currently play in a floodplain that is designed to flood every time it rains. What a shame it is that some of the best players in the history of our state from one of the wealthiest parishes cannot continue playing in their own parish because the facilities are in such poor shape. Baseball, football, and even basketball are all covered with many resources, including parish middle schools and high school facilities. Yet the largest number of participants of any league in Ascension Parish resides in Gonzales Soccer Club. The numbers will more than likely double, possibly triple, if they can get the right facilities secured in one location. Please consider the facts that led to our choice and furthermore vote for our kids. Then he later said, the text is just fine. I spoke with our owners today, and they said that my wishes are their wishes, and the only reason the work was done was based on my assessment of the venue alone. Again, this is from Joey Gosha, a text that he sent to me. If you would like it, I can provide you a copy. GSE is here for a long-term contract, not a short-term, a long-term contract for our soccer club, our kids, and for the future of this parish. Thank you.
Next, we have Jody Sheets.
Good evening. I'm Jody Sheets. I am the mother of 3 girls that have grown up playing soccer with Gonzales Soccer Club. They all started when they were 4 years old. They are now 17, 14, and almost 12. I'm coming from 2 sides here. I'm coming as a parent, but I'm also coming as the recreation commissioner of Gonzales Soccer Club. I can tell you that it has been a wonderful experience for my children. It's been a very positive environment for them as well as for my family. My husband and I were both born and raised here, and we're raising our family here. We put into this community, and we expect, in return, we would like for our parish to support the activities of our family and our children. I think that, it's really important to look at the numbers that we have in this organization. We have children that go to several different fields right now, and it's very difficult as a mother and a father of multiple children and having to try to spread yourself to different locations when really I could be at one location watching all of my children play on the same day and the same weekend. I really think that it is important for this organization to have a long-term contract because looking over the years, I've watched this organization grow, and a couple of years ago I actually decided to commit to volunteer and help this organization as well, to watch these children do something that they love. I think it is important that you have people that are committed and who are loyal and passionate about what this whole organization is, and it involves the professionals in this organization that can continue to grow this whole club and to keep families and keep these kids in our community. It's difficult to have to travel all the time to other communities and spend our money staying in hotels and staying in spending our money eating and wherever we go, whenever we could be inviting people into our wonderful parish, our wonderful community that we have. Why are we not inviting people in and offering this to them as well? So I just thank you for your time. I thank you for everything that you do. I hope that we can make a very good decision right here for our kids more than anything, our kids and our family and our people in this community where we want to stay and we want to thrive. And I think that that is something that you all want as well. So thank you for your time.
Bridget Lemoyne.
My name is Bridget Lemoyne. I am not only a parent here in the community, I'm also a teacher at Prairieville Middle School. I would like to take the teacher side today to present to y'all. I can't tell you how many of my students come exhausted, tired. They were out of the city, some of them out of the state, doing these tournaments and doing things that the community doesn't offer for them. So to have something where the community is offering that has the same ability for them to grow, so they can have the same talented coaches that they would have if they went out of the city. Mr. Lawler, you probably don't remember, but you came in my classroom and you did this whole little scenario where you threw paper at my face.
Southern.
It was so impactful, and it gave me so much hope that not just teachers in this community have hope for our kids, but the parents, that the people that are on the board have hope for these kids. It's not just us who are giving, it's not just the parents that care, but it's the people that are making these decisions. And that's what we want. We want people who are making decisions to care about these kids. Thank you.
And Matthew Pryor.
Good evening. I'm Matt Pryor. I'm the Vice President of Youth for Gonzales Soccer here speaking on behalf of the board tonight. And I will say I've been involved in this since the beginning, the negotiations to get this agreement done. And it's been a very difficult process at times. And I kind of am amazed by it because I watched this afternoon excerpts from the July Recreational Committee meeting where y'all took the task pretty much, your staff, on how come recreation is losing players. Councilman Lawler, you noted that the city was providing better services with less facilities. Councilman Joseph, you even said a change is needed. Well, this cooperative endeavor agreement that's before you is a change that's needed. Why? Well, Gonzales Soccer provides soccer to 1,500 kids in Ascension Parish. Just a small percentage of them are here tonight. This is a very tip of the iceberg. And the parish doesn't provide soccer for its kids. And we're the Gonzales Soccer Club, but we cover the whole parish, and we're reaching in to Donaldsonville and getting them included as part of our soccer organization. That 1,500 kids, I think, is the largest in the parish. We're the 5th largest soccer club in the state, which is pretty remarkable when you consider 3 of the first top 4 are New Orleans, Mandeville, and Baton Rouge. We're right in the middle of them. We're not Shreveport, who's out on an island in the northwest part of the state, but guess what? We're bigger than Shreveport. We're bigger than Alexandria. We're bigger than Lake Charles. But unlike those clubs, we don't have one place to play. You've heard from the parents. You've heard from the players how important this is. Kyle Rogers will tell you the economic benefit that Lamar Dixon, with us there, with our kids there playing soccer week in and week out, will give to this parish. And all we've ever asked for is that we have the same usage agreement that we have with the city. Right now, on the 2 parks we use that are city-owned, if somebody wants to hold a flag football tournament at 2 o'clock in the morning on July 6th, city says call Gonzales Soccer. And by the way, we've never not accommodated anybody who's wanted to use the facilities. We have to have our teams play. We have to have our teams practice. But if we can get them in, we're going to get them in. Ultimate Frisbee is a good example. We rescheduled games for Ultimate Frisbee. Ultimate Frisbee is not an issue. We will make that. I've told that to a lot of you off the record. I'm saying it on the record on behalf of the club in front of the public. We will make those accommodations. The contract that we have, and we've negotiated from May up until yesterday when I sat down with Councilman Turner to assuage some of the fears and concerns that he has. That contract is for the kids. We need long-term, and we have to abide by some of the terms so we can operate. Any revision to the contract that cuts the term or cuts things that we can't operate as a club under Louisiana Soccer, under the U.S. Soccer Federation, gives us the inability to go out there and is a vote against the kids. I would encourage you for the thing that was sent to Councilman Turner yesterday, that you approve that and get this to the council so we can play soccer at Lamar Dixon. Thank you very much.
That was the last speaker card we have. Open it up to the Councilman Lambert.
Yeah, I know it might be opened up for discussion, but this is one of the only programs that's actually going to give us quite a few funds and revenue. 80% of all advertising revenues coming to us. $5 per child. You know, we don't have recreation programs that do that nowhere in our parish today. It's just a great thing, and we can actually bring money and put into recreation with this program. I know we're gonna talk a little bit, but I'm definitely in favor of the contract that was agreed on yesterday. Legal approved it, parish president went through it. I'm for yesterday's, contract to move forward with, but I'll let the rest of y'all, I'm sure y'all wanna open the floor up for discussion before we vote.
Councilman Joseph?
Once again, soccer is great for this parish. I'm all for soccer. The kids need it, we need it. And to play on those fields, I mean, for me, you can go play on them today. If you want to play on them the next 20 years, that's fine. I just got this contract. I mean, it's been negotiation. And I just have some concern with this contract because of tax dollars money, okay? And some of them are, one of them is in this agreement. I mean, maybe I may be going overboard, but one of them is, in this agreement, we have no accountability of revenues from the soccer league. And all our other agreement with teams, or when they do the thing, we ask them, we have an option that we can have an audit, or the parish can look at it to see if they're using the funds, or using funds to operate their system. It's not that we want the money or anything, it's just knowing that they are doing the right thing with those funds. It's your money. We don't take baseball money, we don't take basketball money, we don't do anything. But we have the right to look at their books, because you are using government facility. We're spending money on utilities, we're spending money on lights, we're spending money on a lot of things. And that's an issue with me. It's nothing against soccer, it's nothing against the kids, it's, you know, everyone's saying they love to come to Donaldsonville. But once again, it's accountability, and we've been having that problem in our government for the longest. And if this agreement would add one of those things, hey, I would be 110% for it. But we're talking about tax dollars. The other thing I have with this agreement, you know, some people may say, you know, it's small, but when the other public and the other organization come here, we want to be fair. And we want to make sure everything across the board, you know. The other thing is in this contract, the only way this contract can be canceled is only by the soccer league, okay? All other contracts that we have negotiated has always been a 90 days that either party can go and negotiate with, or write each other a letter saying they want to renegotiate or cancel the contract. We don't have that in here. The soccer league have all rights, all rights. And I understand that that's what you want, but this is government funds, government facility, and that is an issue with me, okay? I have made these mistakes in the past, not reading contract, not doing stuff, and more we find ourselves going privatizing. And that's basically what we're talking about, privatizing recreation. You know, and it's not your fault. Believe me, it's not your fault. You can point the finger at me. Okay? We have done a real poor job at providing you service. Okay? But rental fees in this contract, you know, it does not say nothing to me. It does not tell me if you're being fair to someone or not fair. These are simple stuff, but these in a contract, they are all spelled out. And this contract does not spell everything out for me to support the contract. I support the soccer league 110%. But this agreement, I have issues with it. That's my comment.
Councilman Lawler?
If I could, excuse me, I'd like to have somebody from GSC, if they'd be willing to address the financial issue, the books. State your name, please.
My name is Jared Moss. I'm the president of Gonzales Soccer Club. We are open to any yearly audit, financial review, not an issue. 100%. Add it, do whatever we need to do. Not a problem. We're a nonprofit organization. Every dime we get gets spent or saved for buying goals, buying lightning detection, things like that. Anything else?
I have some, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Lambert.
I don't know, maybe Matt, you can come back up. I received a call today from a team lead in Dutchtown. I know we're gonna reach out to Donaldsonville. Are you gonna reach out to these other teams that
Absolutely. And let me just say, when the season is winding up, the fall season is winding up, high school soccer is starting in Ascension Parish. And we know that high schools are want to host tournaments at Lamar Dixon. We've already been contacted by one high school, Ascension Christian. Hey, 2 high schools, thank you. When can we book Lamar Dixon? Well, we're trying to work out the agreement. Once we get it worked out. And look, on the usage, Councilman Joseph, I want to say this on the usage part. When we were drafting this, I was the principal drafter for Gonzales Soccer because I'm the lawyer on the board. I put in a clause. We are going to do everything in good faith to accommodate anybody who wants to use those fields. Soccer or no soccer. Obviously, we want soccer tournaments here. I want as many soccer tournaments as I can get here. Why? Because it's good for everybody. People coming in, staying in the hotels, eating, shopping, that's good for the parish. It's good for us. It's good for Lamar Dixon. And we put that in there because we rest on our track record. With the city, we have never not obliged people. The only thing that we need is to be able to control when our teams play and practice, because some of it's out of our control. Our competitive teams, we get a schedule from the LCSL. Hey, this is your dates. And it's like moving mountains to get those dates moved. But we're going to do that. And we put in good faith, we're going to operate on this. And like I said, we'll rest on our track record for that. But high schools in the parish, not an issue, absolutely. And we're going to work with them, and we always have. Because during the beginning of the soccer season is the end of football season. Most of our football teams are in the state playoffs. So the football stadium is completely unavailable. They need a place to practice. They need a place to play. It's every year, never an issue. We've been hosting Santa Ma's tournaments at TJO. They're in beginning of the year tournament and games. I'm a referee, too. I refereed a couple games for EA out of TJO last year. Never an issue, and it's not going to be an issue. And like I said, what's in here tries to memorialize that as best that I could in writing, working with O'Neill and with other people. But I'm here as a representative of the club, and I have the full authority of the board that's sitting right along here on the record in public saying we are going to do everything we can to accommodate soccer and non-soccer people that aren't affiliated with GSC. Absolutely.
appreciate that, Matt. The other thing I was really looking for is with the administration, if parish president, whoever you want to get with Kyle or whoever, I'd like to hear the financial, the impact of what's going to happen here.
Good afternoon, guys. For those that don't know, my name is Kyle Rogers. I'm General Manager at Lamar Dixon Expo Center. I was asked by the Recreation Department to negotiate this contract with Gonzales Soccer Club for the use of the facilities there at Lamar. And when I was asked to do this negotiation, I took a look around the parish, took a look at other recreation programs. I took a look at not only the concerns and the priorities of our parish, but the concerns and the priorities of our residents. I don't have to tell you guys that the kids were at the top of that list. Now, after that, I had to compartmentalize between responsibility and benefit, because two completely different words. The responsibility of the parish, the responsibility of Gonzales Soccer's administration is to provide a quality, high-level experience for 1,500 plus children in our parish. The benefit, there's two different ones. The benefit culturally, the benefit athletically, the benefit health obviously goes to the children. The benefit financially, that goes to the businesses. I can promise you there's not a soccer parent in this room that's going to say they benefit financially from their kid playing soccer. But the businesses do. So I wanted to develop a contract that allowed us to let a $4.2 million facility be used and the costs fall primarily in the right places. $5 a child to Gonzales Soccer at 1,500 kids is $7,500. I get that's not a lot of money. I understand that, considering a $4.2 million facility. The advertisement inventory for that soccer field at 3,000 parents, not to mention grandparents, aunts, uncles, step-parents, is tremendous. It's over $300,000 a year. And from a marketing standpoint, from a business standpoint, and I know the government doesn't always look at things from a business standpoint, but I can't let 3,000 parents walk out of here without using the facility 6 months out of the year. That's crazy. So we developed a contract that would allow us to capture, and I mean us as in the parish, to capture 80% of those marketing dollars. Now, why wouldn't we capture 100%? Because we want Gonzales Soccer to be successful, guys. We do. The more money they bring in, the more money they're going to create for us. It's a win-win. In any situation, if you can create a win-win, it never goes away.
Kyle, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
As far as the advertising space and advertising dollars, how did you come up with that number? And I'm going to assume that the number you're coming up with is all the advertising space is maximized, correct?
Absolutely. That's full capacity. Full capacity.
And what's the rate for the signs at the fields?
$1,500 a year is what we figured based off of who's going to see it, the use of the fields, and that's a 8 feet by 3 foot sign. And at 150 signs, which we feel we could probably get more than that, we want to be conservative. We have actually have a lot more footage than that, but at conservative, I mean, if every kid went home and said, "Hey, mom, dad, ask your employer to see if they wanted a sign," guys, that's a 10% return, gets us 150 signs. That right there is $180,000. If at $10,000 a field, which we've looked around the state and we looked around the region, that's pretty typical. For a single field to have a naming right is about $10,000 a field. There's $70,000. $100,000 for a complete naming rights of the complex annually is fair market value. So that's how we came up with that inventory. Now, the usage was the second important thing to us. And occupancy, as large as it is, obviously we wanted to give the preferred usage to Gonzales Soccer. Now, we have blackout dates. I mean, I have Sam Hunt coming in October. I have to have blackout dates for those types of events. Now, we worked with those guys. They were easily, yeah, absolutely, Kyle, you can do it. We gave us 3 blackout dates during the season, not to mention all of the off season to book lacrosse, rugby, ultimate frisbee, 7-on-7 football, anything we could book in there outside of their season we could do. Now, I'm going to tell you, we want as many soccer tournaments as we can. I've looked around the state. I've made those phone calls. Those soccer tournaments generate $125,000 per tournament in economic impact. I have Cabela's Parkway is beating down our door, pushing me to get this contract signed so they can go buy advertisement. I've never had that before. They get it. And they get it because Youngsville was a different situation. They never had anything before. They were like, we'll see what happens. That first year, they didn't really have a lot of people buying into it. First tournament, McDonald's sells out of hamburgers. After that, sponsorship became a little easier. But with Lamar Dixon where it is and the amount of events that we've been bringing in the last 18 months, we've had some national change, Cracker Barrel for being one that has broke industry records, company records when we have major events. So they understand the impact of what these types of events can bring to them. Selling sponsorship.
Let me ask you a question about Youngsville, since you brought Youngsville up.
Sure.
Have you read that contract they have with their parish?
I spoke to their administrator.
But have you seen the contract?
I've not seen their contract. No.
See, their contract is totally different than what the Gonzales Soccer Club is proposing. Because they actually have 2 soccer associations using those fields, and the parish still controls those fields, not the soccer associations.
Controls is in maintenance?
No, that's control the field and book the field.
And do they control the maintenance?
And maintenance.
Right. So let's talk about that for a second. What is maintenance worth to you? Because you can't cut your way to profitability. Maintenance is about $100,000 annual expense to the parish. So if you can give up 6 months of total control, not total control because you have blackout dates, for $100,000 of maintenance you don't have to pay, why would you not do that?
Well, actually, they're not asking for 6 months. They're asking for more like 10 months.
I know both of the directors over at the 2 soccer clubs in Lafayette. Cajun Soccer Club are right now renovating their own soccer fields because they no longer intend to use Youngsville. because it's too expensive, too much. The people over at Lafayette Dynamo Soccer Club, they've just had their own soccer fields created, and they are also leaving the Youngsville Soccer Complex for the same reason. It's too expensive. There will not be any further soccer tournaments being held at Youngsville Soccer Complex in the next 2-3 years because of how expensive it is. Thank you.
And the reason it's expensive is because they have to maintain it. They have to charge that much because that's what it costs to preserve premier quality product. I would charge that much too if I was Youngsville and nobody else was taking care of the maintenance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's all I have.
Councilman Joseph.
Count, that $300,000 that you on
The
advertising.
inventory for advertising.
Yeah, where did, not understand the soccer, but for the parish, where that money go?
80% goes to recreation. 20% goes to Gonzales Soccer Club. Nothing to Lamar Dixon, trust me.
All right.
As of right now, do we have any idea what the soccer club is going to be charging to? As of right now, the way the contract is written, clubs or entities would have to go through the Gonzales Soccer Club to use parish-owned fields. And what's
For
that?
soccer purposes,
No, the contract doesn't say that. The contract says for any purpose.
inside their season. And the thing is,
But their season runs from, let me find it, from August to December, and from January to the end of June, correct?
yeah, if that's what it says.
Yes, that's what it says. I'm looking at it in part
Yeah,
4.
so if you want to do a soccer event inside of those, absolutely you have to go through Gonzales Soccer. If you want to do Frisbee, you go through us.
Okay, but it also says doing it in part B, the preferred use during the non-playing season, that the Gonzales Soccer Club still has to approve it as well.
It's not so much an approval as it is a protection. Is probably the best word. So if, let's say we had a football tournament that we wanted to hold on the field, and it rained for 7 days straight, well, they're controlling the maintenance. So absolutely, I'm going to go to Jared and say, hey, man, what do you think? And he's going to go, I think it's going to tear it up. Well, you know, as a parish, we kind of want to, we have a $4.2 million asset we need to protect too. They're maintaining it. I'm going to probably go off of his suggestion. It's not like they can just kick somebody out without reason.
Charge right now. We had a JV soccer tournament in December, is that right, John? For St. Michael's, they paid $100 all weekend for 3 fields. That covered our man to cut the grass and mark the field. That's all we charged. The exact amount to use the field that we would have to pay to use them ourselves that weekend. We don't do that for money. We do that for the game. That's good for us to play. That's how much we charge St. Michael, $100 all weekend long.
But as far as the rate for the Lamar Dixon complex, do you have a rate in mind for that?
Whatever it costs us to maintain the park that weekend, that's what we want to charge.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, y'all plan on contracting out the maintenance on the fields?
We have a contract with someone right now who cuts the grass, that's correct.
Okay. And how much is that contract per month?
Per month right now at our current facilities.
Well, no, I'm not concerned about the current facilities. Concerned more about the Lamar Dixon facility.
Sure, okay. We have an estimate that we got from the guy who put in all the turf for you guys. This estimate will blow your minds away, but we can do it cheaper with our in-house guy. So this is from Turf Sports Specialist, $208,000 per year to maintain that park and maintain the quality of that park. We think we can do it for $80. We can't do it for $208 because none of these people will be able to afford to play soccer, right? This is a quote that we got from the guys that you guys hired to put in those fields. This is not made up. We think we can do it for $80 per year.
Now, from my understanding, when I met with the soccer club, is that they were contracting the maintenance of the fields out and that they weren't doing it themselves. So you're telling me now that the soccer club is going to maintain the fields themselves and not contract it out?
So what is there a difference if the parents are paying the money to us and we hire someone to maintain the field that's a professional that knows how to do it? Or if I go do it because I'm a volunteer?
Well, there is a big difference because as of right now, the way the contract is written, the Gonzales Soccer Club will be pretty much over the fields 12 months a year.
Maintenance, sure.
Anybody that wants to use the fields has to go through the Gonzales Soccer Club.
Sure.
And y'all be getting paid a fee for use and a fee for maintenance as described by your contract.
Sure.
So,
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt that. You took the use fee, the fee that was in it, what I sent you yesterday, what Aaron sent you yesterday, was for maintenance only. Pass-through cost for maintenance. Any other fee that the parish charges on that contract has been taken out. All we have is maintenance in that contract. That's it. The maintenance fee for that use of the field for that weekend or whatever it is.
well, let me ask y'all that. As far as the contract that y'all are asking us to pass tonight, I don't think anyone up here actually has that exact contract.
This is the one, we printed out that y'all, that you and Matt.
Yeah, I know at least Aaron has what was sent to you yesterday.
After you and Matt discussed.
Yes, I know there was
came to an
another
agreement.
one that was, some changes were sent this morning as well. So do we have those changes in here, or those changes aren't
Those changes are
included?
not in there.
Mhm.
And I did not get it till late this afternoon.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Lambert?
well, our legal, did they look at this evening, or what part is not in here that we need to?
But I can tell you what got changed.
All right.
And the major change, the major change came in the preferred use during the non-playing season. And the genesis of this is we want Lamar Dixon, we want the parish to use it as much as possible when we're not in our playing seasons. In our playing season, just to give you an idea, we start at the last week of July, we start our competitive camp. Games start this month in August. Rec season ends in November. In fact, Louisiana Soccer has been talking to us to bring a statewide recreational tournament here November 18th through 19th. All right, then we have our competitive teams start again practicing in January, late January. Games start in February. And really, they go all the way through May on both the rec and the competitive side. And the month of June is the trial dates for our competitive teams as sent by Louisiana Soccer. So off of those seasons, anytime that the parish wants to use it, it's fine. We do have things going on in the off-season. High school tournaments, we have camps that come in. We have 3 coaches here that are part of the Challenger Sports Complex. They come in and run a camp every summer for our kids. Any kid can come to it. We try to get as many kids as we got. All we're asking that the parish do, that Kyle do is, hey, let's coordinate so we don't have any conflicts. So we don't have a Challenger camp the same week they're using the whole facility for a flag football tournament. It's not going to be an issue. It never is, never has been with Lamar Dixon. That's what we have. And the other issue that Kyle addressed is when the fields become unplayable because of weather, which happens a lot. We have practices canceled tonight because of weather. We have to have the ability to shut down the facility. We don't want to. I hope we never have to, but I'm not that unrealistic. But we have to have the ability to protect the integrity of the fields. I don't know if y'all have been out there, those fields are pristine. I went out there Sunday after my daughter played 2 games at Tijo, and let me just say, we're appreciative of the parish or the city for what they've given us. But Tijo was a swamp. It was humid. I mean, you felt like you were in a swamp. I go out to Lamar Dixon just to drive and see it. It was beautiful. It was drained. It was wonderful. I was like, I wish we could have been playing here. So that's to answer those questions. But what got changed, the major change was the use in the non-preferred season. I don't know if councils or if legals had an opportunity to review it, but we didn't change any of the structure. We just adjusted the dates and adjusted how the usage would work on that. And I would say it was by and large the effort of Aaron Lanou, who is a parent and who stepped in as kind of an intermediary to help us work these issues out. She had lunch with Travis and I yesterday so we could get these issues worked out. That's what we want to do. We want to get on these fields and play it. And we want everybody to be able to use them.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for showing up. I mean, this is extremely impressive. I want to thank President Matassa. He has put his heart and soul into this. I don't think anybody's worked as hard as he has on this. Kyle Rogers has worked tremendously. Gonzalez Soccer has worked tremendously on this. Jazz, they put their heart and soul into this. I want to thank everybody that's here tonight. So thank y'all very much. I'd like to make a motion to move this contract to the full council tomorrow for approval.
With the change.
Yes, with the, I want to make sure that we have the changes. What I'd like to do is,
Include the non-play.
Matt, I want to make sure that we have, this is the right contract that was sent to him. Can,
Mr. Chairman, can I ask one more question? If you, Mr.
Tell him,
Laws
Joseph.
don't
take a
mind.
look at that, just make sure that's the right one.
Mr. Laws, you don't mind if I ask one more question?
No, not at all.
Just the agreement at the end of the thing that, Gonzales Soccer gives 60 days, vice versa, what the parish don't have any rights on it. Can we add that in there? That Easy Party have to give in right notice 60 days prior to renegotiate or look, review the contract after the 5 to 10 year look at it.
Councilman Joseph, can I address that really quickly?
Yes, you sure can.
Okay. And quite frankly, I think what we'd all like is a contract in perpetuity. Obviously, we know that can't happen. Right now, just to know where we stand on this, we're moving our entire operation. We cover 3 parks in the city, T-Joe, Carver, and Burnside, which is owned by the school board. And we also use the city room, which is also owned by the city. When we move, those facilities are going to no longer be available. I've talked to Clay Stafford from the city. They want to build baseball parks at T-Joe. I know there's football. Can't wait to get into Carver, which is small as it is. It's almost we can't do 2 at one time. So we're there, and we're making a big investment with this with the maintenance. We have a $16,000 lightning detector which we want to install out there. We've already purchased it. That benefits everybody that ever uses the field and anybody that uses Lamar Dixon. If a balloon festival this year, lightning comes around, that detector's going to go off, tell you when lightning's there and not there. So we're not coming into this empty-handed. We're bringing a lot, making a huge investment, purchasing new goals, and we have no backup. I mean, that's really, if the contract falls through in 5 years, and for some reason, and I'm not accusing anybody of doing this, but I've been a lawyer long enough to know that when bad stuff can happen, it does happen.
Right.
Then we're out of a home.
Right.
And so the initial proposal that we gave to Kyle, that he was okay with 10 years, when I met with O'Neill after, he said, we can't do 10, we can do 5 with a 5 renewal. We're not going to cancel this contract, I can tell you. We're going to move forward. We want to be there forever. Hopefully, in 10 years, my kids are going to be out. I don't know where I'll be in 10 years, but it's not about me. It's about these kids here and about the kids that aren't even born yet. We want to preserve a home for them for as long as we possibly can. And to be subject to that, to having the parish cancel it, for whatever reason, puts us in a precarious position.
And just like you is in a precarious situation, just imagine me as being here, sitting up here with tax dollar money, and then we don't even have an option. And I'm not saying I'm going to do it because I'm in favor for it, okay? But that option is in that contract. 10 years from now, we never know where government going to be. 20 years, we never know where it's going to be. But to protect the government, we have an option, okay? And that's all I'm saying. And for that is a key thing. You have your rights to have an option just like the parish government. You asking us to give something for life.
Councilman, if you want to put in a 10-year flat, we'll be happy to take it.
That's something to negotiate with. Good answer.
I do have one other question for the administration as far as the electricity and the lights. Was it ever checked by legal as far as, 'cause I know as of right now, the lights are being paid for by the lighting district. Has that been confirmed that it's going to need to be a separate contract with the lighting district if the lighting district so chooses to keep paying for the lights at the soccer field?
According to O'Neill, the lighting district is controlled by you, and it is legal to pick up that light bill.
But will it need a separate contract though? It's from the lighting district itself.
No, we don't need it, no.
Are we sure? I would like
Well, I
to
mean,
give
I'll have it checked tomorrow morning for you, but
yeah, 'cause I'd like to make sure we have
sure,
an attorney general opinion on that to make sure. 'Cause we
that is
don't
no problem.
want to make sure that there's not any legal portion of this contract, that the lighting district doesn't need its own separate
Well,
contract.
I'm just going by what he said, but yes, we will. I think he checked the attorney general, but we will, no problem.
Councilman Lawler, this contract you handed me is the one that Ms. Lanu and I revised and sent to Councilman Turner yesterday.
Okay, well, I'll move that we move that contract onto the full council for excuse me, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
Second.
We have a second.
I have a motion by Councilman Lawler, second by Councilman Todd Lambert. Do we have any objections? With no objection, the motion.
With the changes of the financial audit report is in it, the changes that we requested.
So I hear an amendment to add
Yes,
that.
please make an amended motion.
Is that?
The
yeah,
amended
so-
motion to add that into the contract.
Okay, I'll second that.
Got a motion by amended motion by Councilman Joseph, second by Councilman Lawler. Any objections? With no objection, the motion passes.
Thank you.
Before we close, I'll just make a quick statement. I know, we're just trying to make sure that the contract was fair on both sides. I know I got a lot of emails from people with the soccer, but we weren't trying to be difficult. We just wanted to make sure the contract was fair to the parish and fair to everyone involved. I have a daughter that plays soccer as well. She's on a 6-year-old team, so hopefully they don't put her off because I gave y'all a hard time.
Somebody's running laps, I think.
But, I'm looking forward to having the soccer club at the Lamar Dixon field, and looking forward to having y'all out there. And thank y'all for being out there.
Oh, motion adjourned and
Motion
second.
adjourned, second by Councilman Lambert. Meeting adjourned.